problems tree analysis and the solutions tree analysis, and I'll be demonstrating how to do that in a much better way, just right down here. Now in community work you could roll the dice to solve your problems, but if you don't want to gamble and you want to find out what the real issues are, you can look at a problems tree approach, which you need to do for Task 2, Cluster 8, or if you're in the Cert 4, this is for Cluster 5. So you know what you're in. And then we'll be turning our problems tree into a solutions tree. So you'll need to do one of these and one of these for your assessment. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. What you'll need is a stack of cards. You could use a back of business cards, cut some out of your own, and a couple of texters and pens. Now this process comes from Dave Andrews' book, Compassionate Community Work, and the notes for this process are up on Moodle, and Neil Barringham's slides as well. You'll see on page 265 the problem analysis, and you also see the solutions analysis process. But if you watch this video, you should walk away knowing what to do. Right, let's get started. We're going to start with our problems. Then we're going to look at our solutions. First we start with our problems. The problem I've identified for this example is a negative body image. Okay, so our central problem is a negative body image. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the issues that lead to a negative body image. What do you think those issues are? Well, some of the things I've identified is that young people might compare themselves to images in the media. Another thing we see is a confused identity with young people. And what are some of the things that lead to a confused identity? What are some of the things that lead to comparisons with the media? Well, there's media influence, obviously, from television and the movies that affect young people and how they see themselves and compare themselves, which can lead to a negative body image. Peer pressure is another factor, which can lead to a confused identity, which can lead to a negative body image. And obviously the body is changing, which can lead to confused identity, which can lead to negative body images. Okay, so these are some of the root causes of a negative body image that I've identified. What we're going to do now in the problems tree is look at what issues come out of having a negative body image. So if you've got a negative body image, what can that lead to? Well, the main one I've identified is a poor self-esteem. And out of a poor self-esteem can come all kinds of things. Eating disorders, risky behaviour, and decreased social involvement. So here you can see we have our central issues, negative body image, and we can see some of the things that lead to the negative body image and some of the things that lead out of that. And that's what you'll be doing in your process. The next step in the process, as we looked at, is to create a solutions tree. Now to do that, all we're going to do is we're going to reverse our problems into solutions. So we're going to first look at your central issue, which is negative body image, and say, well, what's the opposite of that? What would we want to see for that young person change? And that would be to have a positive body image. Okay? We're going to do the same for each of these cards. We're going to reverse them and look at what would be the positive change that could come about in that young person's life in each of these areas. So let's look at some of the root causes first. What about media influence? Well, the media can be critiqued, so young people can see and understand what the media might be trying to say to them or manipulate them to think certain things. And from a comparison to the media, we can see that those norms are exposed. And that can lead to a positive sense of body image. Let's look at peer pressure. Peer pressure, the opposite of that would be peer and mentor support. The body changing, you can't really change that. That's probably going to stay the same. So what about confused identity? Well, hopefully, with more peer support and understanding, they'll have a renewed identity, and they can start to see their body image as a positive thing, a positive stage in life. Now let's look at what comes out of having a positive body image. Well, first of all, poor self-esteem. Well, hopefully we can reverse that to strong self-esteem. And out of a strong self-esteem, eating disorders can become healthy eating. Risky behaviour can become healthy risk-taking. And decreased social involvement can become increased involvement. So here we have what we call a solutions tree. We've turned a problems tree into a solutions tree. Now, as a youth worker, you can't be everything to everyone. You can't solve everyone's problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to group some of these sections and look at just one issue that you could tackle. So one of the things we could do, let's move these to the side, and these ones. Let's just say we focused on critiquing the media. This is something that you could do with a youth group or in a school, as a chaplain, as a youth worker with a group of young people. So you might critique the media and expose some of those norms and expose what the media is saying about body image. This can help lead to a positive body image, and specifically probably with a strong self-esteem in relation to healthy eating and healthy living, and also how they perceive themselves. So there we have just one issue singled out from the solutions tree. Alternatively, you could have focused on peer and mentor support. You might just want to target that, offer better support for young people, help them explore what it means to be growing up and have a renewed identity, which can lead to a positive body image, which then leads to these other positive outcomes. So there you have it. We had a problems tree. We then reversed that into a solutions tree, and we then explored some of the issues you might tackle as a youth worker. Thanks for that. See you later.